part 2 of things that could go wrong investing in Detroit. I said 5 things in the first video. In this one, I have 5 more. So let's get into it. I did talk about contractors in the first video, but I have more to say about that. So number 6, contractors. They can be unreliable. They can be unqualified. They can give you photos of work that they've done that look really good, but the work isn't necessarily that good. And so I was thinking about this with the knowledge that I do have. What would I do if I didn't have my husband, that is the contractor here for our properties? What would I do if I lived out of state? Well, I would go on Facebook, and I'll put a link right here. I'll show you the picture of the Facebook group I would go on. And I would look for contractors that are good in Detroit, and I would figure out who's booked out and won't even take any jobs right now. And I would make contact with that person and ask them, would you go look at the work of somebody else who's not booked out that I could book? And that way, when I go find the person, and obviously you're going to call the people that their referrals, that's easy. You're going to look at their pictures. That's easy. But then I would send that qualified person to see if the pictures were a cover-up, or did they actually renovate the way they were supposed to renovate. So that's one of my solutions for this one. My other one is just buy the house completely done. My husband and I buy houses in Detroit. We have our own crew that's really good, and they're not for hire because we use them on our own houses. So we buy the houses, we renovate them, and then we sell them completed to investors from all over the country and all over the world. And right now we're only selling to cash investors. Our 3-bedroom houses right now are selling for $90,000. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. I do have a waiting list. They've got me booked out a little bit here right now, but you never know. You could also set up a time on Calendly to talk to me about buying directly from us. So number 7, the water department. If you get this wrong, it could cost you thousands of dollars. Hey, if you are liking this video, it is super helpful to me if you like and subscribe, or make a comment, or share with a friend. It keeps me motivated. Thank you. But we have renovated, between renovated, bought, sold, managed, buy and hold, we've had a combination of 300 plus houses. So I have dealt a lot with the water department, and there's lots of different ways that they can really ding you. And I did make an online course that I wish I had had before I started investing in Detroit, because they keep changing things, and I keep finding new ways that they can just kill you with your investment. So I recommend you get my course because it's a very lengthy, detailed part of my course, how to work with the water department. But the good thing about the water department is that they will attach the water bill to your tenant instead of to the house, if you know how to do it right. And there's ways to do it right and ways to do it wrong. Okay, so let's go to number 8, break-ins. So Detroit has a problem with vacant houses getting broken into. What people mostly are after is the furnace. So as soon as a house goes vacant, that's when your house is very much at risk that your furnace could get stolen. But not only furnaces, when they go in and they see brand new kitchen cabinets and a brand new vanity in the bathroom, a lot of times they'll just rip them right out. And my husband was telling me that it's too bad because they're ruining them when they're ripping them out. And I said, well, what do they do with them? If they're ruining them when they're ripping them out, he's like, I don't know, like slapping them up in their own house all rinky dink or something. I don't know, but I don't know why well, that's what they do. They steal cabinets. It's pretty bad. So the solution I have for you for this one is house sitters, but it's not a perfect solution. In my course, it's a multitude of things that we do now, but house sitters is one of the big things that we do. And when we had a property management company and we had several crews working at the same time, we had several house sitters. And when I married my husband, I knew he was going to be a great father, and I was not wrong about that. But I didn't know that he would become a father of house sitters. And during this time that we had several of them, he was on the phone day and night, coaching them through so many different issues that were out of our realm, but he's really good. He's got a good heart for that, but it was not a thing that he enjoyed. He ended up going to court with them. He helped one of them get in rehab. He would, you know, support them and guide them, talk them off ledges, talk down fights, you know. Like, it's not as simple as it sounds getting a house sitter. So, you know, we go into it in our course, like how we vet them, what we do, what the multitude of different things are that we do to prevent these break-ins and people stealing everything. And it's, you know, it's just not perfect. It's something you just have to know about dealing with Detroit. Okay, number 9, blight tickets. Gosh, I hate those things. So the city of Detroit kind of knows, they do know who the houses are that are owned by investors, like everyone that's in an LLC. It just seems this way. We all feel this way. I don't have proof of this, but it seems like they target us and they give us blight tickets. So I go into my course about how to deal with that. And plus, you don't ever want to buy a house that has blight tickets, because they're always threatening us that they're going to attach those to our taxes, that they're going to come after us if we inherit somebody else's blight tickets. It's a problem. So that's a thing to look out for. They have very specific times when you can take your garbage out and when you need to bring your garbage can back in. And then there's tickets where neighbors complain, and I go into these things in my course about like how to get out of them the best you can. Number 10, taxes. We do have some of the highest taxes in the country for the price of the houses. It doesn't really make sense, but what does make sense, we really also have really high rents here in Detroit. So if you were to buy a house from us at $90,000 and it's a 3-bedroom and it's rented for a minimum of $1,300 and your taxes are around $1,500, you're still in the 12% range of getting an ROI. So it's really like, okay, weigh that. You know, it's not terrible. You can appeal the taxes here. I have not done that in a long time, but they say it's a lot harder to appeal them now because the prices of houses are going up. But if you have some wonky one, and sometimes there are wonky tax bills that you're like, this can't be true, there is that process that you can appeal them. So thank you so much for watching.